and working at Ahmedabad Medical University. So before starting, there are so many collaborative societies working with us. Women Medical and Dental College is the prime society who is working with this webinar since its origin. Then Medical Women Association and then South Asian Association of Physiologists, Pakistan Physiology Society and Pakistan Association of Pathologists. So before starting today's session, we'll start with the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Over to you, Professor Salma Kondi, to give a short introduction of Sumara Khan, who is working in Women Medical and Dental College. Over to Professor Salma Kondi. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, Mulazim Saab. Dr. Samara is our very dynamic faculty member. She is in the dental section in the Department of Medical Education. And very recently, in November, she got her master's degree in medical education from the University of Lahore. And Samara, Mubarakov on your good result. And we hope to hear a very good webinar from you today. Thank you, Samara, and thank you for all the attendees.
To you, Dr. Sumara, and I request all others participants to mute your microphones so that we can hear Dr. Sumara. And at the end, there will be interactive discussions. You can send your questions in the chat box and we will reply you at the end. And after this lecture will be available on Women Medical and Dental College website and the PMA website and my Professor Mulazim Hussain Bukhari website. Thank you so much. Dr. Sumara Khan, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. And it's my pleasure to be here and to teach you the something about curriculum and medical education, as I have done my master's recently. So the topic of my presentation today is table of specifications. So I'm going to share my PPT right now with you on your screens. Okay. Everyone can see that?
Yes. आप इसको उस पे कर दें. हाँ, okay.
And अगर आवाज सही नहीं आ रही तो मैं
Clear.
headphone.
Your voice is very clear.
Okay, thank you, sir. So first of all, anyone of you have any idea about table of specifications? What's that? Anything comes in your mind? Okay, let me tell you. So what are the learning outcomes today? We are going to understand the concept of TOS, that is table of specification, and how to construct them, right? So what is TOS? TOS is a table of specification and is a chart that provides graphic representation of content of course or curriculum elements and the education objectives. Tables of specification is a two-way chart which describes the top to be covered in the test and the number of the items or the points which are shared by each topic. So TOS एक्चुअली में जो आप अपने पास देखते हैं अपने मॉड्यूलर सिस्टम में आपको एक टेबल बना हुआ मिलता है जिसमें वर्टिकल एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल रोज होती हैं, ठीक है। उसमें कंटेंट एंड जो बाकी आगे कंटेंट आता है वो मैं आपको साथ साथ बताती जाती हूँ। तो एक सिंपल एक टेबल है जिसमें हमारा होल करिकुलम उसमें एम्बेडेड होता है, ठीक है। सो दैट इज टेबल ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन इन जनरल। सो व्हाट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ TOS? हम क्यों ये आज पढ़ना चाह रहे हैं? इसमें क्या इतनी खास बात है? मतलब जो आप अगर कोई मुझे बताना चाहे थोड़ा सा कि क्या इम्पोर्टेंस हो सकती है? Anyone?
I will request the youngest to participate. Dr. Samar is replying.
Can
Anyone? Whatever comes in your mind, you can share.
I think that table of specification, as you said, covers the curriculum and it gives weightage to the most important. It gives weightage according to the importance of the topic the subparts of the whole subject. And according to that, the paper is, or the MCQs or the question papers are made according to that
Right.
weightage.
Yes. Good.
Yes, this is
So
my
the
idea.
Yes, the basic thing is it covers the whole curriculum, and along with that, it tells us the assessment criteria on which we can take assessment of the students or the particular a group of people. So curriculum alignments is the first importance. It ensures the alignment between curriculum and assessment. And fairness and validity promotes fairness and validity in testing because it has a proper procedure how you can, make your learning outcomes and how you can teach them and then how can you evaluate them. So it's a whole process. Then identifying gaps, help educators identifying gaps in the instruction. कि जैसे आपने कुछ मतलब सही तरीके से आप क्या चीज़ कैसे पढ़ा सकते हैं वो हम आगे साथ साथ सीखते जाएंगे लाइक वर्ब्स एंड क्या चीज़ किस तरह किस लेवल पे पढ़ाई जाती है. Then diverse assessment methods facilitates the development of diverse assessment methods. And along with that, transparency enhances transparency in the assessment process. So, what are the main things we have in the TOS? First of all, clarify learning outcomes. It shows us the outcomes. First of all, we have a topic, and then we further specify into it learning outcomes. So it can be easy for everyone. Like newly coming teacher can also teach from the modular system because we have clarified learning outcomes there. So it ensures the content coverage, matching methods of the instruction, help in the assessment plan and blueprinting, evaluation of the program. Right. So table is guided by the content of curriculum, followed by learning outcomes and objectives, followed by Bloom's taxonomy, that is very important, and its levels and weightage, keeping in mind the content and learning outcomes, followed by the method of instruction, matching with content, learning outcomes, weightage, and time spent on the topic. Percentage should work back to 100%. If you have seen the modular system, you can see that you have already mentioned hours for each learning outcomes. So finally, assessment plan in added, keeping in mind content, learning outcomes, weightage, and time spent on instruction. So last time, Dr. Fatma has taken your one webinar in which she told about the blueprinting. So we get blueprinting from this TOS table. That is a bit different. I think you have learned it already, like how you, check the frequency and then choose the MCQs and what's the weightage. So right now we are focusing on how to construct the TOS. So the components of a TOS are content areas, subjects or topics to be assessed. And for modular system, you have, discipline based, topic based, sorry. You have topic based learning outcomes. Like you just have only one topic and you study each aspect of that. Like if you're studying about heart, you're going to study about the physiology of heart, the anatomy of heart, along with the medical conditions you have. So, or general medicine can be also added in that. So it is topic based right now in modulars. I'm focusing on modular system because we are currently having modular in our colleges. That's why. Otherwise, it can be different for the other subjects also, for the other teaching methods also. So what are the cognitive levels? Different levels of understanding, for example, recall, application, and analysis. So the thing is, I'm gonna teach you cognitive levels in the coming slides. So you don't need to worry about that. So weighting importance of each content area in overall assessment. It's not going to be like that. If you have studied hard for 2 hours and then you're gonna get your MCQs like for 10 from that topic. So it is totally dependent on the weightage of the content, right? Then after that, there is assessment method. There are different types of assessments we can do, like test projects, OSCE, OSPE, clinical के लिए different है, basics के लिए there is different assessment methods. So right now we are doing MCQs only in our colleges. Otherwise, you can have SCQs and different assessment methods also. right? Then steps in developing. What should be the steps in developing of TOS? First of all, you have to gather input, collect insights from teachers and curriculum developers. So here's the role of the subject specialist, is that subject specialist is going to tell you what are the learning objectives, how they should be constructed, what would be the level of that. And for medical educationists, they are going to help you in constructing them. Like if you tell them we want them to be at C1 level, then a medical educationist can tell you which verb you can use and how you can incorporate in it, and how you can use the mode of teaching into that. Otherwise, the compilation and the everything, it totally depends on the medical educationist, but the content and the level, it is totally dependent on the subject specialist. Because whenever we have meetings, subject specialists have, they always like, it's your work, it's not a medical educationist work. They just tell you how, they just pave the path for you, and you have to go through it by yourself, right? Then review standards, examine curriculum standards and learning objectives. You can do it year wise, like KMU right now has done evaluation of the modules, and they ask for the feedback. So because our modules are constructed by KMU right now in collaboration with the other colleges, including Women Medical College and Dental College. Draft TOS, create the initial TOS and request the feedback. It is very important. And then revise TOS, make revisions based on the feedback and finalize. Then construction procedure, identify learning objectives, clearly define what students should know and be able to do. Select content areas, determine the key topics that align with the learning objectives. That is going to be done by the subject specialist. They are going to tell that if the topic is hard, then what could be the other, topics should be, learned by the learner. With that, define cognitive levels, categorize the objectives according to the Bloom's taxonomy or similar frameworks. So anyone knows about Bloom's taxonomy, as this word has been repeated twice? Anyone has any idea? Anyone? Have you ever heard this word other than this?
It's like a concept that teachers use to plan their lessons and educate their students. It comprises of, I guess, planning the lesson, educating the students, making them understand, and then analyzing what the students have learned and how well they've grasped the concept.
So, right, it shows us the levels of, what to teach at what level, the depth of the content. So allocate weighting, weighing, assign appropriate weight to the each content area based on its importance, and choose assessment method. So first of all, a table with rows and columns, then rows in the topics, content, objectives, clinical presentation. In rows, you can add like, in example, I have also added cognitive levels in that. You can make it according to you, but these are the basic things you can add, or you can add other things in there in the rows as well. So the columns, expected performance, Bloom's taxonomy, and the cell number. So TOS course level. What are the course level? We are talking about the Bloom's taxonomy. It is the chart that contains information about the topics of your specialty. First of all, the topics, then level you want each topic to be taught. That is whether you want a particular topic to be assessed at C1, C2, and C3 level. The total of these topics along with this total is expressed in percentage. The level you assess should be similar to the level you taught something. It's not like that if you have learning objectives of only list these things, and then you ask student at the end of the assessment day that, okay, describe and do this and perform this, right? So assessment is totally based on these levels. So what is Bloom taxonomy? It's a structured framework for learning. Like Bloom's taxonomy is a hierarchical model that classifies learning objectives into different levels of cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. It was first introduced by Benjamin S. Bloom and collaborators in 1956, and then it was later revised by Anderson to be better reflect modern education. Anderson only added one thing, that is create. I'll tell you later. So what are the three domains of Bloom's taxonomy? The first one is cognitive, that is knowledge and thinking skill. This is very important. We are going to learn cognitive and deeply, but not the psychomotor. So you can see this table only here. So what is cognitive knowledge and thinking? Focus on intellectual abilities from simple recall to complex problem solving. What we do in our colleges, like basics, right now it's modular system, but for basics, it's like for basics, it's like basic knowledge, like knowledge, thinking, and skills. 1 second, please. Go. Okay, then the levels, what you can verb use with these cognitive knowledge thinking skills. The first one is remember. When you go to the higher level, then is understand, then higher level is apply, then higher level is analyze, then evaluate, and then create. Create was added by Anderson. So what are the psychomotor skills? These are mostly used in the clinical things. Skills and action-based learning, that's how students are going to perform. You can evaluate that. That is actually psychomotor. And it involves manual or motor skills such as surgical techniques or laboratory techniques. When we take OSCE or bedside teaching, when we assess that comes under this psychomotor domain. So the first one is perception, then second is set, guided response, mechanism, complex, overt response, adaptation, and origination. Then affective, emotions, and professionalism. What we teach in Prime is mostly of affective domain. It involves attitude, emotions, and values, essential in medical ethics and patient care. So it has also the levels from first it's receiving, then responding, then valuing, organization, and characterization. Right, so we are going to study only cognitive in detail right now because it's more important. Example in medical education, if we give examples of these three domains, that is cognitive. First one is analyze ECG patterns to diagnose myocardial infarction. So can you tell me what's the level of cognition learning outcome here? Like we have used analyze word. The hint is on your screen.
It's the level 3.
So it's actually level 4. Third is
Yes.
apply is level 3.
Yes, you level 4.
Yes, sir. So what's the, okay, then comes to the psychomotor demonstrate. As I have told you, what we see and assess, that is psychomotor, that is physically done something. So demonstrate proper hand hygiene before a surgical procedure, right? And then what is effective? Show empathy when delivering a difficult diagnosis to a patient, right? Then what I was talking about is cognitive domain. If the teachers are here, they know that when the KMU send you a template for the OSPI or OSCE or MCQs or SEQs, they send you written levels on it, like C1, C2, C3. You can, choose the category from that, and then you make the question. Anyone has any idea about it? Or any assessment you make, you always tell them the levels, right? So we are going to learn what are C1 and C2 and C3 and so on, right? We have 6 levels. So the first one is C1 is remember. Recalls facts, terms, and basic concepts. And then example verbs, if you're going to make learning outcome from that, you're going to use these words like define, sorry? Okay, like define, identify, list, and recall. These are the basic verbs used for the C1 level. For example, list the signs and symptoms of myocardial infarction, right? It's very basic, like only list. So this is going to be C1 level, and remember. C2 is understand. And the very important thing in learning outcomes that we usually make mistakes is we sometimes use understand word as a verb. Understand can be used as a verb in C2 level. So you can use explain, describe, interpret, or classify, right? So the example is describe the pathophysiology of diabetes mellitus, right? Then C3 level, use knowledge in clinical situation. So what we are going to use, implement, demonstrate, and predict. Now you must be confused that where to use these words. So as I've told you already, when you make TOS, there is the main component is learning outcomes, what students are going to learn at the end of the session, and how you can make assessment from that content. So it totally depends on the verbs like C1, C2, C3 levels. So you can know if there is written that define or list this, you automatically know that it's C1 level. So sometimes in modules, like in MBBS modules also, there is not, the levels are not written there, like C1, C2, C3. So you can know that by reading the verbs, like learning objectives के जो verbs हैं वो आप देख के आप समझ जाते हैं कि this is which level. But I have made an example in the upcoming slides. You can see that I have already added, but it's up to you if you don't add, as you know, it should be it should be on your tips, like, you know, if you see explain, okay, this is understand level. Okay, if it's implement, demonstrate, this must be apply, right? Then example is apply the Glasgow Coma scales to assess a head injury of the patient. So what is C4 level? Mostly we use basics C1, C2, C3 levels, but in like third, fourth, and final year, we use like C4, C5, and C6 more. So C4 is analyze. It what's the description that break down complex information and find relationships. So what would be the verbs used for that is differentiate, compare, contrast, and examine. So example is differentiate between viral and bacterial pneumonia based on symptoms and lab findings. So if you see the word differentiate, you are going to get that it's C4 level, that is analyze, right? Then evaluate, make judgments based on evidence. And the example is critique, justify, assess, recommend. So the example should be evaluate the effectiveness of a new COVID-19 vaccine based on the clinical trial data. That is evaluate. So we can know that this is C5 level. So for the C6, it's create, it's the higher level. So generate new ideas, develop innovative solutions. So the verbs used for that is design, formulate, develop, and construct. So example is design a public health intervention to reduce hypertension in high risk population. So it's the highest level where you can create something out of the knowledge you know, right? So I'm gonna show you an example. So if you have content, cognitive levels, and percentage, this is for the assessment blueprint, because I think Dr. Fatma has given you a thoroughly overview of that. You can calculate your assessment MCQs percentage out of the content TOS. Like for example, if I give you a short example, respiratory, if respiratory has 15% and out of 100, then you get it's divided by 100, and then you get the percentage, then you divide it into the C1, C2, C3 levels also. So it's a complex procedure, and you have learned it in assessment blueprint. It's for that. So for modular system, for the curriculum, we make this type of a table. Like first of all, you write the topic. You have seen this in modular system. I think whoever has gone through that. First of all, there is a topic, then there is discipline, then there is learning outcome, then there is mode of information of teaching, that is teaching method, then duration of that topic, and then assessment. From duration, you know the percentage, and then you take the assessment from that. So this is very important. Now, I have given you a, proper example in which I have written cognitive levels in a separate column, just for your understanding. For example, if you have a topic of myocardial infarction, right? So you have a cardiology discipline and learning outcome is define the risk factors and symptoms. So you can tell me, can you tell me that what's the level if we use the define word in here, what would be the level?
I think it's C1.
Le-
Yes, I have written it in front of that, but I think you people now you now get it what I'm trying to say, that you can if this is not written like C1, C2, C3, C4 levels, you can know that by reading the verb. What's the verb? You definitely know the level of the understanding or cognitive level, right? What would be the mode of teaching for that? If the C1 is there, what you think, how you can teach students C1 level? If they just have to learn about the basics.
MCQs are mostly made for such things.
This is
Lectures,
assessment method,
Lectures.
mode of teaching.
lectures, I think.
Lectures, as it is
Lectures. This is a
mentioned.
basic thing. You can show them a video or a picture, or just give them a lecture so they can know the basic idea of that. So it would be C1 level. So the assessment should be MCQs or short answer questions. Short answer questions like list and define, not other than that, not construct and analyze or evaluate something. So we have 2 hours for that. And then if we talk about the C2 level, then we have used the explain word for that specific topic. And then if we talk about the higher level, that is apply. So we apply ECG interpretation to the diagnose of MI, right? So how you can teach it, there's a difference. So you can see that hands-on ECG or workshop. So what's it's going to be, what would be the assessment of hands-on ECG? What do you think of that? What comes into your mind when you think about practicing something, when you talk about motor skills?
By the use of OSCEs and various ECG reports.
Yes, case studies. Right. So allocation of hours, it's for assessment purpose because you get the weightage or the percentage from the content for the assessment. It's for the assessment criteria. So if you talk about analyze, then differentiate what we have used. You can, if you have to analyze, you can have a mode of teaching like small group discussions, and assessment should be data interpretation task. So you can check on that and then evaluate problem-based learning. You give a topic to the students. And have you ever learned about problem-based learning? Anyone has any idea about that? Problem-based learning is very important.
In this case, we discuss about the various scenarios and various uh, cases, and evaluate those cases, and make a management plan regarding that issue.
Yes. Next, Naja has raised hand.
Thank you, ma'am. So, my idea of PBLs is probably that you're presented with a clinical correlate or a disease, maybe something that requires your critical analytical skills कि आप उसको analyze करके एक solution पे पहुंचे on the basis of group discussions with your classmates and your teacher.
Yes. So, you are right. The problem-based learning is a teaching method in which students learn about subject through the experience of solving an open-ended problem found in a trigger material. So in this, it's totally student-centered. The teachers just have to act like a facilitator. They just don't, distract. They just their role is only to not to distract students from the topics. right? Other than that, it's totally student-centered. Students are going to, solve the problem by themselves. Like they have to find out the solution of that. They have to find out the disease by themselves in a group discussion, right? So this is problem-based learning is nowadays is very important thing in medical education. So the next thing is how we can assess that is clinical case presentation. Then, at the end of the problem-based learning, students can present their case and come forward and tell us because in problem-based learning, the students are also assigned this roles, like one is scriber, one is going to write, one is going to do this, that. Then at the end, they have to present that, what they have got to know at the end of the session. So the next thing is design a post. Design means to create, right? So what would be the mode of teaching? Interactive group activity. They have to, they need to have a critical thinking about a specific topic, so they can come out of a new thing, like a research proposal or a peer review, right? Then these are the examples of the C6 levels, and psychomotor and affective domain is also there, but we don't use it. We use it in higher studies like clinical and OSCE. It's going to be a huge topic. If you want me to cover this Bloom's taxonomy in detail, I can do in the next webinar or something. So right now, as we are talking about only TOS, so this is the only one part of TOS, that is learning objectives. I just wanted to know you guys that you at least must have idea about the verbs. So I have chosen this to explain this cognitive levels. Otherwise, it's just only a one tab of TOS, right? What would be the challenges in creating TOS? So first of all, if you have any idea, this is the basic TOS, table of specification for curriculum for module, right? First of all, topic, discipline, learning objectives. This should not be very important, because by the verb, you must know about the level of that cognitive level. Then you have mode of teaching, assessment, and time. If someone asks you to construct a TOS, you're going to construct it like that. For curriculum and for assessment, it's different from the curriculum part, because I have told you, you have to, I think Dr. Fatma has covered it. It should be like that. You have to calculate the percentage, and at the end you get the main content or the criteria for the assessment, actually. So what are the challenges in creating TOS? First of all, balancing content coverage, finding the right mix of topics without overwhelming learners. So if we talk about the MBBS and BDS modules of KMU, whenever we have a meeting in our colleges, a pre-modular meeting and post-modular meetings, in that we always, there are teachers who always complain about certain things, that it should be not like that, this is overloaded, this is not this has not been taught in the module, and this should be added like this and that. So that's why we have curriculum meetings in colleges. So the teachers, the subject specialist needs to give us proper reviews of the modules, right? So balancing content and coverage is dependent on the subject specialist and then the medical educationists. So the next thing is ensuring stakeholder buy-in, getting support and understanding from all involved. Like all involved means, as I've told you, the subject specialist and the medical educationist, they sit together and make a proper module. So keeping TOS updated, regularly revising TOS to reflect curriculum changes. So it's not like that if you have made once for all TOS for everyone and it can be amended. You can always take the review from the peers and from the stakeholders, and then you can change them and modify them and upgrade them. So best practices for TOS, diverse involvement, involve a diverse group of educators in the development of process. And like, modular system, in modular system, we have different disciplines all together in one module. So it is mandatory for everyone, like if they have general medicine topic, there should be general surgery, general medicine HOD should be there, general medicine, and so on. Like, every subject subject specialist should be there in the meeting for the construction of these LOs and modules. So clear language, use clear and concise language to avoid ambiguity. And the thing I have mentioned, that verbs are very important. Verbs shows us the whole content. So clear language also means that you need to use a proper word for that. Right? Then we have regular reviews, regularly review and revise the TOS to maintain the relevance. So one thing I want to add in regular reviews, that sometimes like I have got to know that PBL पे मुझे इतने लोगों ने जवाब नहीं दिया. So this is very important teaching method right now. But main focus इस पे नहीं होता, right? So अगर हम regular reviews करते हैं, last time you have someone has taught you or the teachers have taught the same topic by just a lecture or PowerPoint presentation. Next time they can ask us to arrange a PBL for us, and then we can teach the students by that. It's for the critical thinking mostly. So collection of data, assess alignment with students' performance. And at the end of the assessment, you get to know about the proper performance of students. And OMR shows that even the difficulty levels of that MCQs, and also you can get the idea that this is, and this was done by students easily, and this was difficult for them. So you can make changes in the curriculum or the module or TOS. So gather feedback, collect educators' insight and usability, and adjust TOS, improve future assessments based on findings. So today, if I give you a task that please develop a TOS of your specialty, at least you can use 2 topics, but I think it should be not difficult for you to make TOS, because I think I have told you whatever I knew. So this is a task. If you want to do, you can
Sumara,
spare
excellent.
5
You
to
are a
10
very
minutes
good
for.
teacher. Dr. Sumara, have you finished?
Sir, almost.
Okay, you finished
So
after you.
2 slides left. If you want, I can go through them, fastly.
Go ahead.
Okay, professional development, educators, what should be development of this, training of TOS importance, resources and templates, and encouraging collaborations. Conclusion, essential tool is crucial for educators and developers. Framework alignment hoti hai and improves outcomes, performance of the students. So the references I have used is from the educational assessment literature and Bloom's taxonomy applications and the book, and then best practices in curriculum development. So if you have any question, you can ask that. I just wanted to finish it because
Thank you so much, Dr. Sumara. Excellent. मैं इतनी एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं कर सकता था कि आप एक नौजवान, अभी आपने मेडिकल एजुकेशन के अंदर मास्टर किया है, एक्सीलेंट. और वुमेन
Thank you,
मेडिकल
sir.
कॉलेज, मेडिकल एंड डेंटल कॉलेज प्राउड ऑफ यू कि आप माशाल्लाह वहाँ पे एक टीचर हैं. और माशाल्लाह फातिमा भी बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन थी, और आपका जो वे ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन था इंटरैक्टिव था. बहुत कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर आपने खुद ही पूछे, और उसके बाद आई नाउ इट इज़ ओपन टू ऑल इफ़ एनीबॉडी वांट टू आस्क द क्वेश्चन. और उसके बाद यू कैन रेज द हैंड. इसको अनशेयर करें, फिर हम इसको शेयर करते हैं. पहले मैं चैट में देखूं कि कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन हैं आपके.
Okay.
अच्छा, इसके अंदर आपके मैडम सलमा जबी ने आपको इनकरेज किया, गुड प्रेजेंटेशन. इस पे नाजा मोहम्मद ने कहा है कि सच एन इंफॉर्मेटिव लेक्चर, थैंक यू. काइंडली शेयर इन इनिशियल स्लाइड्स इंशाल्लाह. डॉक्टर शमस, इंशाल्लाह वी विल हेयर इट. डॉक्टर शमसुनिसा. ओके, देयर इज
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
जी
Sir,
जी
yes,
डॉक्टर,
sir.
if you can raise the hand to far to.
सर ये मेरे ना आई एम फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन फ्रॉम मोबाइल, तो ये मेरा हैंड रेज ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा इसके अंदर. आई डोंट नो
अपने आप को
व्हाई,
जुर्माना
लेकिन
होगा. आप प्रेसिडेंट हैं उसकी. आप उसको ओपन, यू कैन
ये आ
आस्क.
गया सर.
आगे यू
आ
कैन
गया.
आस्क. यू कैन आस्क.
अच्छा सर, आई वांटेड टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन that there have always been a confusion, though I have some idea of the answer, but how do you differentiate between TOS and a blueprint?
Yes, I think it is no difference. Can Sumara, you explain it?
Yes, sir. So there is no difference, as I have told you, that you make different TOS for the blueprint and different TOS for the curriculum. It's the same thing. You get the assessment criteria or the assessment blueprint from the same TOS
हमारा
we
इसको
have
अपनी
learned
प्रेजेंटेशन को
about today.
अनशेयर कर दें जरा.
Acha, sir, I would like to add from here that
Okay, sir.
as during our MHP, this question was raised and Sumaira Badar was our mentor in that. और जो इसको मैंने सर्च किया ना, blueprint and TOS is different things. इसको बहुत से medical educationists confuse करते हैं. जो ब्लूप्रिंट होता है वो एक मैप देता है एग्जाम का, जिसके ऊपर आपको ये डिटेल होती है कि इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक में से इतने % MCQs या वो आपकी वो आते हैं. लेकिन अगर ब्लूप्रिंट प्लस कंटेंट की डिटेल आ जाए तो वो टेबल ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन बन जाता है. जब आप लर्निंग आउटकम्स को भी स्पेसिफाई कर देते हैं कि ये होंगे, टेबल ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन और ज्यादा स्पेसिफाई कर देता है. इसलिए हर टेस्ट के साथ टेबल ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन नया बनता है, लेकिन ब्लूप्रिंट जनरली एक ब्लूप्रिंट जो है वो एक जनरली तब तक रहता है जब तक आपका करिकुलम बहुत ज्यादा चेंज नहीं हो जाता. तो आई वुड लाइक कि इसको जरूर देखिएगा और इसके बाद
डॉक्टर
अगर
वजिया,
किसी
बिल्कुल
को भी
आपने सही कहा, बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा. होता फर्क नहीं है. दैट इज जस्ट ए ब्लू प्रिंटिंग. एक हम बना लेते हैं, पीसीआर का भी बना लेते हैं, सब्जेक्ट का भी बना लेते हैं, और उसमें फिर जब हम डिटेल डाल देते हैं
बिल्कुल
तो
सर,
टेबल ऑफ
बिल्कुल.
स्पेसिफिकेशन बन
इसीलिए
जाती है.
टेबल ऑफ
Yes.
पार्ट ऑफ.
स्पेसिफिकेशन हर असेसमेंट के साथ चेंज होता है. वो एक क्लास का टेस्ट लेंगे तो डिफरेंट होगा. ब्लूप्रिंट क्योंकि ब्रॉड सा होता है, वो जब करिकुलम अपडेट होता है तो ब्लूप्रिंट चेंज हो जाता है, और टेबल ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन हर एग्जाम के लिए दोबारा से रिवाइज होता है, क्योंकि लर्निंग आउटकम के साथ आपने उसको मैच करना होता है.
Excellent. Any other question? If anybody asks the question, raise the hand. And
Ma'am, let me add you that TOS
yes,
is a
yes,
legal
Sumara.
contract, but the blueprint is a structured guide, which is which is also if you are saying that जो है वो TOS हम change करते हैं, तो मैंने यही explain किया है कि when you have different weightage for each topic, you have to change your assessment blueprint for that. So जो है वो if TOS change होते हैं तो उसके साथ assessment blueprint भी change होगा. अगर anatomy का content ज़्यादा हो जाता है या उसका वो मतलब किसी और का कम हो जाता है, तो at the end we have to change the assessment blueprint.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Ji, Professor Salma Kondi, over to you to comment today's session.
Okay, Ji, thank you, Mulazam Saab. I'm very, very grateful to Dr. Samara, who took time out on a Sunday and addressed a very important topic. And I was always confused in the table of specification, but she's clarified it very, very beautifully. And I thank all the attendees. And I see so many people, Dr. Wajia here, Farooq Khan Niazi here, Yasser Ishaq Sab here, whom I know personally. And there are many other people whom I don't know personally, but my thanks to them. I'm really, really grateful. And I hope you've learned a
Sir,
lot from
Arif is
today.
there. He is the principal in Quetta Medical College.
Okay, welcome, Dr. Arif. And we hope to
जी
have you
बहुत
every
शुक्रिया.
Sunday with us in
Thank you.
future as well, inshallah. तो और भी कोई चीजें जिसमें आप लोग इंटरेस्टेड होते हो, लेट मी और मुलाजम साहब नो. उन टॉपिक्स पे हम वेबिनार्स कंडक्ट कर
Inshallah.
सकते हैं
Inshallah.
इंशाल्लाह. So
Inshallah.
have a very great weekend and Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much, madam.
ma'am.
Have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Thank you
barakatuh.
so much. Thank you so much, sir. It was excellent, much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Huh? No.